Hi everyone, I'm just going to do a little run through of my trades last week and talk a little bit about exit decisions and kind of how luck will come into it as well. So if you remember, I'm trading the coloured bars at the moment. So my first trade on Monday morning was this breakout short here. We had these setups but no breakout. So I was short here and then we had this long setup here, and sort of my first mistake for the week really. I put my entry a little bit tight, and probably because this was playing on my mind, my short here, and so I got taken into this long here, which then went and stopped straight out. Then we had this other long setup here, so now I was hedged. And then we had this reverse trade here. So then I was two short and one long. And price broke down here, taking out my second long. Now at this point I had an option to manage these trades, and as it turns out the right decision would have been just to cover most of my losses, but obviously it's looking like it's going to drop. I'm too short, and obviously I was hoping it'd continue down, and price reversed again. So you could argue that the best decision was, or even maybe move this stop up to break even. And then price reversed again, and so I just closed out this one at a break even, and I think I just held this trade, which then stopped out in the morning. So I had a really bad start to the week. I mean, there wasn't really a lot I could do about it. It was just, when it goes short, long, short, long, short, long, you can lose money, and it's difficult to avoid that. Again, you could argue that I should have also taken this long, which the next day would have broken up and given me a profit. So I had a lot of decisions to make that day, and it didn't pan out for me, but it was a difficult day to trade anyway. Then on to Tuesday. I missed this entry long, so here we go, another mistake. And then I was looking for a long here, and unfortunately, this is where coloured bars doesn't always play in your favour. I didn't get this next move because we had a pending short. And then I took a long here, and then here I was hedged. Then I had an opportunity to add a long here, which stopped out, and then added another long here. And then I think I held that up to here. And so two small wins and two losses. Again, difficult day. Obviously, if I got up a bit earlier and got this long here, then it would have been a very different day. Sort of small things sometimes can play in your favour or against you, and at the moment those little things are just kind of playing against me. But you just keep trading, and you accept that there's going to be drawdowns with every strategy and all of your decisions, and you just kind of have to work through it really. There is no way to avoid it, unfortunately. I know we're kind of drawn into this thinking that, if I just get my plan perfect, then I'm going to avoid all of these bad times and drawdown times. But you're not going to do it. It's too complex. There's too much randomness going on for it to be possible for just some simple decisions to always keep you out of trouble. So anyway, next day we had this long setup here. I had a pending long. Seem to be putting my pendings a little bit tight at the moment. I don't know whether that's just because of kind of a little bit of fear creeping in from some bad results, but I got taken into this long here. Then I was hedged, and then we had this reversal entry here. So now I'm two long and one short, and my short stopped out. And I kept holding both these positions, and again, perhaps I should have trailed the second position up to here, or even just taking it off to cover this loss and leave this one position running. But then price reversed and set up a short here, and I closed out both my longs, went short, and then this reversal long, so I was hedged again at the end of the day. I'm just going to move on a little bit, and worst case scenario when you hold a hedge through till the next day is the next day it taps out your short and your long, and in the morning that's exactly what it did. Stopped out my short and long, so turning this day into another losing day. Pretty brutal at the moment, as you can see, but I just carried on trading and accept it as part of the game. And next day. Okay, so I was holding this long from the hedge here the next day when we broke up, and so I didn't add a position here, and then price reversed and I was hedged again. That eventually did knock out my long from the previous day. So now I'm just short, and then I have this hedge set up. Then we reversed, so I'm 2 short and 1 long. Then we reversed again, and now I'm 2 long and 2 short. And at that point I decided to stop adding positions and let this play out. When we're staying in this tight range here, you can argue that you can just keep adding positions, but really just kind of add in risk no matter what happens. So I generally stop when I get 2 hedges like that. And then price did break down. It took out my 2 long positions, and I held both my shorts till the close of this bar here. And for once it seems like I got the right decision. So I made a small profit on this day and then called it a day and stopped trading. And then Friday, which again was a tricky day. It's been tough all week this week. This was my first trade short, and then we had this long set up which reversed and stopped straight out. Then we reversed again, and this little spike up came before I set my penned in. I set a penned in and price continued down, and I closed out my short there. So actually got a little bit of luck go with me this time, because I missed getting into another hedge here. So pretty much a break-even day on Friday. So that's it. That was the week. It was, again, it was a tough week. It seems like the traders on the higher time frames are doing better at the moment. And if we look at the H4 last week, we can see why. There's a lot less chop, and there was a nice run up here on H4. So that's it. We're kind of in a difficult spot at the moment. Do we decide to change pairs? Some traders have done that and are doing well on other pairs other than the pound dollar. Do we change to a higher time frame? And all of these are completely reasonable actions to take. If you're struggling on a certain time frame and pair, then why not try something else? I'm not against people changing things. There's kind of a notion that making any changes is bad, and you have to kind of resolutely stick to what you're doing without any flexibility at all. But thinking about how we trade, and that we're not relying on analysis to predict, then why should that be a bad thing? But just question why you're doing the changes, what your new approach is going to be different, and why you might be trying that, and just kind of rationalize it and make sure that you're just not making a snap decision. And essentially, if the logic of your trading is the same, then it's fine to make changes and shake things up. And sometimes it can just kind of inject you with a little bit more confidence if you're having a bad drawdown. You think, okay, well, I'll try some trading on the 4 hour for a bit, or the daily, just till things turn around for me. It's perfectly reasonable to do. If like me, you believe that the markets cannot be predicted, then why not? So that's it. I'll see everyone next week, and hopefully we'll have some better results. It was what was quite interesting was some people still did well last week. Not everyone lost, and so there's always opportunity there, and I suppose the people that won had their decisions go in their favour a little bit more, and that plays a part as well. Just remember that it's the long-term, consistent, small gains that you want to achieve, and within that, then there's going to be periods of drawdown and losses as well. So that's it. Leave me any comments below, and I'll see everyone next week.